Okay, dah okay.
Yes, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Before we start our event today, shall we begin with the recital of Kitab Al-Fatihah?
Bismillah.
First of all, I would like to welcome all of you to this free AHIPS webinar. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the first free webinar for this year 2021 for AHIPS. Therefore, we think it's very interesting to start the new year with very motivation and momentum to be more successful this year. And we hope with this webinar will be a trigger to move forward, inshallah. With us today is one of gold medal recipients of NALI 2020 exhibition and competition, Professor Madya Dr. Muhammad Zaidi bin Abdul Razan and his team. The title of his exhibition is Sustainable Entrepreneurial Mindset Showcase and Integrated Action-Based Competition. And for your information, NALI, stands for New Academia Learning Innovation, is an annual knowledge sharing event organized by UTM. And this year, the event has been held on 7 until 10 December 2020 with themes Future Ready Educators. And PM Dr. Abdul Zaidi, PM Dr. Muhammad Zaidi is an associate professor at Information Systems and previously was a director of UTM Excite. Without further ado, I would like to welcome Dr. Zaidi to introduce yourself to us and also your team member. Over to you, Dr. Zaidi.
Thank you very much, lady, my friend, my dear friend, Dr. Nazmona. Okay, Dr. Grace, our leader, great leader for our what they call initiative in Alman Hashim International Business School, and all fellow attendees. Okay, firstly, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Nadia Droza. I'm one of the lecturer in Azman Hashim International Business School. And thank you for having me here, because without my help, without the assistance from my friend, my fellow friends, okay, which contributed to the NALI 2020, I won't be able to be here. Okay, so firstly, I would like to introduce my dear brother, Dr. Umar Hayat, okay, Dr. Muhammad Nur Hisham, okay, Ms. Zeti Raihan. Now, Ms. Zeti Raihan is together with us here. Say hi, Zeti.
Hello, hi.
Okay, and Mr. Muhammad Nabil Fikri. So, as our chair lady mentioned, this project that I'm going to share with you, which actually won gold in NALI 2020, okay, is actually entitled Sustainable Entrepreneurial Mindset Showcase, or we call it SAMS, in an integrated action-based competition. So the team members actually are my former colleague or in UTM Center for Student Innovation and Technology Entrepreneurship, okay, UTM Excite, which currently Dr. Omar Hayat is still the deputy director over there. Dr. Muhammad Nur Hisham is no longer in UTM Excite. Zeti also no longer UTM Excite, now UTM International. Muhammad Nabil Fikri, our research officer, is still in UTM Excite. So to proceed with the SAMs, and just for your information, guys, all attendees, yesterday was actually the prize giving ceremony and closing for SAMS 4.0. Okay, so we already up to the level of 4.0 now. Okay, so thank you for the support, everyone. Okay, Dr. Mona. You are muted, Dr. Mona.
Sorry. The first question from us, where did the idea to enter this competition come from? And what motivate you and your team to enter the competitions?
Okay, you want me to share anything, any slides? If you want, I can share so that people can
Yes,
see.
yes, please.
Can I? Okay, let me share my slide. Okay, so that everyone knows what is the project all about. Okay, so everyone is open to ask. I think how do we want to do it? We allow anyone to just interject and ask question, or
Yes, everyone can. We have a informal, simple informal event, so everyone can ask if you like to ask.
all right. Okay, so no problem, guys. I think we make it very informal because it's a knowledge sharing. And
Yes,
frankly
better.
speaking, when Dr. Grace asked me to actually do the sharing, I was like, okay, what should I share? Okay, because what we did is I think everyone is doing it, but probably it's actually a kind of yeah, it looks maybe have better acceptance to the judges and so on. So we were selected lah. But I think there are a few things that probably worth mentioning. But before that, let me just share a little bit on what is the project that we actually sent for our competition. It's actually SAMS. Okay, it's quite mouthful. The title is quite mouthful. No need to actually read it. Okay, let me read it. Sustainable Entrepreneurial Mindset Showcase, SAM's Unintegrated Action-Based Competitions. You can see my friends over there. Those are my colleagues, my partner in making sure that we actually manage to submit this NALI. So to answer the first question by Dr. Wana, what actually brings me what they call excite me, or why I actually bring this to to NALI. For your information, I think NALI has already been in UTM for many years. And frankly speaking, me myself, I haven't tried submitting any kind of submission to NALI. Okay, so but last year was something different because we have been doing SAMs for all the introduction to entrepreneurship students who have UHAK 1032 and UBSS 1032. For now, it's already the fourth semester we are running it. We run it since 2018, 2019, SEM 2. Okay, so it's actually competition. It's actually a competition program, and it's part of the assessment for our students who are taking the 2 credit course. Okay, so one thing that I found very interesting when we come up with this idea was the element of sustainable development goals. Okay, so I think that is one of the things that probably managed to attract our judges and also the evaluators in giving a better points to us, because we are focusing going into all the 17 SDGs, which it covers the knowledge what is the 17 SDGs, and going deeply what kind of the current situation faced by people all over the world. Okay, when United Nations comes out with the 17 SDGs. Okay, so it's a very important elements, and for me as a leader of this what they call SAMS, as I'm the former UTM Excite director, and we are the founding what they call partner for SAMS since 4 semesters ago. We found that it's every country, all the countries all over the world is actually given a commitment to comply or to understand at least, and to take initiatives on all the 17 SDGs that is being what they call mandated to all countries. So without if we are to wait for any instruction from the top, or from maybe from anywhere, I don't think it's quite fair, because we have the what they call, we can actually run our own initiative to find ways to implement or to understand more about sustainable development goals. I'll go into that later. Okay, but one of the things that we mentioned here, there are 5 elements, 5 crucial elements that is very important for today's entrepreneurs. And maybe one of the things that probably many people won't understand is how do you relate SDG, Sustainable Development Goals, with entrepreneurs. Okay, so those are the things which for me is very interesting because it's always a challenge. Every semester is always a challenge to actually tell people about Sustainable Development Goals. There are 17 goals, but how do we, at the end of the day, make sure that it gives value to our future entrepreneurs, which are students who are taking this. Okay, the other one that what they call becoming much advanced is actually going into a fully digitalized version of SAMS. Okay, so we started in 2018-2019 semester 2, which is and 2019-2020 semester 1 fully face to face. Okay, that's why you can see these pictures. These are all the showcases that was performed by students, and students comes from all what they call all the sections, and we can see that students are very excited. They actually develop a lot of physical artifacts and devices, or maybe we call it prototypes here. So to show the audiences and judges that they are trying to solve, okay, try to show how it works to solve the SDG, which having interest in their group, okay. And we also not to forget one of the things that we put in our objective, we always have to engage with industry, practitioners and entrepreneurs as panelists. So these are the things that what they call gives us more confident. Okay, so why I say more confident, I like to share with many students, if you have an idea to show, just by saying it verbally, it won't work. Okay, anybody can do it. So you must be better than other people. So when others of your friends are showing in a drawing, if you also draw, that means you are like same, right? You have to be better. So maybe you can do animation, you can do not only illustration, but make it much better. Okay, so that is the thing that we always want to say to our students, so that they can actually have confidence, whatever it is that they do. When we engage industry practitioners and entrepreneurs as panelists, they have confirmation that what they do is in the right path. Okay, so okay, should I proceed, Dr. Nazmona? You have any? I think you have many questions, right, for me.
It's okay. Just proceed. Just
Okay,
proceed.
so
Yeah.
yeah, I still have to answer your question. So not only from SDG, I have so many things here, but let me just go here. Okay, this is a little bit on the what they call some literature. Okay, some literature that actually for supporting action-based approaches. Okay, which actually will help students to develop the mindset, entrepreneur mindset and competency. This is very important. And also these approaches is being intensified through technology. So it's very good currently because of course we have our PKP RMO since 18 March 2020 last year. Actually, one of the batch that the last batch which I handled when I was the head, I was the director, we had like a face to face, but later on suddenly on 18 March 2020 we had to put everything fully online. So that is where we try to understand how to intensify the competency among students, but focusing on technology. So here, let me just share you, there are 5 elements. Okay, one is we call it, okay, the first sentence, the first actually sensing, we call it UNSDG sensing. We are trying to sense what are 17 SDG and trying to make sense out of all these 17. So elements, this element number 1 is very important, as I mentioned just now, because students, frankly, not many people, students, even there are many students never heard of SDG. Okay, some of even my students mention SDG comes from WHO. Okay, they mention SDG comes from WHO. Some of them say SDG comes from WEF, World Economic Forum. Based on WEF, SDG, WEF, they have come out with the SDG, something like that. Students didn't understand. Okay, so understanding, or we call it sensing, they have to do something. So it's actually part and parcel of our life. We have to use whatever it is we have, our our ears, everything to sense. So number one is sensing. Number two is modeling, or we call it business modeling. So what it is that the students in a team found that is making very making sense to them. For example, let me just give an example. Let's say the students are focusing more on UN SDG number 4, which is quality education, and they found that there's a lack of what they call opportunity for people who are what they call who are in the poverty line, below the poverty line, who doesn't have the opportunity to actually be educated, to get education, to get education. So when they have this kind of sensing, they come out with what they call their idea, and they put it in this 9 block of business model canvas. Okay, so our business modeling here, we are focusing specifically on the BMC tool. Okay, and students in this case, when they discuss with their lecturers, okay, the lecturers also, frankly speaking, also learning on how to actually taking the UNSDG and putting it into a better understanding of the 9 building blocks. So it creates a lot of what they call brainstorming. Okay, students need to brainstorm with their lecturers online, or of course during last year we do it everything online. Okay, so in this case, they learn about what kind of ideas they want to put, so that they can actually solve the quality education problem. For example, they want to create an app which have all the resources. Let's say the resources for preschool, so that people, family who are below the poverty line, who are very, who doesn't have that, who couldn't afford to actually to go to school or to get that education physically, they can actually use that app. So the student not only coming out with idea, but they also have to map it and uh, explain it to their lecturer, why they put it in the value proposition, how they can, what is the, what they call, customer segment. Okay, so from the sensing to the business modeling is already very challenging for students. Okay, and from business modeling, this is where the business model itself being what they call, being validated or being tested in a sense. If of course we require students to actually do some kind of data collection. They need to go and get data, the prospect or the customer segment agree or like the value, what they call, understand that the value proposition can solve whatever it is that they are trying to do. Okay, so these are the things that we require students to do. But some students, they go very far ahead. They not only just putting a questionnaire, they go and interview. Okay, they get real people to answer. Okay, real people in the sense that the real people who really have that issue. Okay, they try to identify. So from the sensing part, they would understand what kind of things that is happening all over the world based on the 17 SDG. And when they go to business modeling, they actually learn a lot on what kind of proposal or idea that they want to show to what they call, to the client, prospect client, and later on they can get feedback. So this is part of validation of their business model. And then later on, the third one is actually once they have the idea from UNSDG, they validated from business modeling, they start prototyping. So prototyping, in this case, they develop a mobile application. We are focusing. We actually encourage students to go into mobile apps development, which we don't expect them to come out with a fully running mobile apps prototype with databases and so on. No, but what we want them to understand that your idea can be shown in an early stage, okay, so that you can actually tell people about the idea through something that is actually prototype. Okay, so as I mentioned just now, if somebody talk to you about idea, especially our students, when you talk to people about your ideas, some people, they can just sketch. They use a canvas, they sketch. Some people, they transfer the sketches into pictures. Later on, it goes into storyboards, and later on it becomes a mobile app prototype. That is what we actually give students to do. And there are so many tools available for this. And it's, as I show you from the literature, with the current, whatever technology that we have, this is the the high time for the students to actually understand and actually do hands-on. Okay. So when they go to prototyping, of course, the challenge is you have your prototype, but how are you going to pitch to people? You will, how can I pitch to people? Because you need to transfer the idea to people through, for example, in this case, to use to do pitching. So the students need to perform pitching. So in this pitching, they need to understand some structure that we have actually given in class. For example, some students, they use their NSAR, ANSA or NABC model. Okay, needs, solution, advantage, rival, or needs approach, benefit, cost. Okay, NABC or ANSA model, which both similar, but we actually teach students prior to this program. So students have the idea of how to do pitch, because one of the assessment is their self-pitching. They have to do pitching, taking a picture of them, and with the slides or whatever it is they pitch. Okay, so they need to do pitching and need to show their solution, which is a prototype. And how do they do it? They need to actually do publishing and editing of video. They need to publish video. So the whole thing here, from sensing United Nations SDG into business modeling, and then into prototyping, which is making the idea into some reality, okay, and then pitching it, delivering the idea to people, and putting everything in a 4 minutes video, so that it's complying to the UTM-X site as an organizer. Okay, so that is, if you look at it, it's actually the whole skill set that what is required now, particularly in this post-COVID or even in the digital age. Okay, just now I was having a discussion with my MBA student from 1 until 2:20. That's why I a little bit late logging in. So from 1 until 2:30, my student is actually a programmer. Okay, he actually have a company who actually develops systems. But after talking to him many times, so he said, I need to have a lot of skill set on doing sensing, okay, doing business modeling, because he's in technical. So how do I do that? How do I do that? I said, hey, Elliot, we in UTM, we are doing it. For who? For MBA, for undergraduate students. I said, what? Really? He was so surprised, because when I mentioned about all the 5 elements, it covers the problem formulation, from problem until you put your idea or your proposal, and then you show your idea supported by business model. You convert the idea into something that is more tangible, or we call it, in this case, is prototype. Deliver it through pitching and with the use of video. So who else? I want to know, anyone maybe in this group, anyone feel like we are not using any kind of skill set that is having here? So Dr. Mona, frankly speaking, this is actually the thing that brings us, 5 of us here, as a team. We have already run 3, at that time we have already conducted 3 SAM. 2 SAM was actually face-to-face, and the SAM number 3, version 3.0, was actually done virtually. And we feel that we need to actually have all these 5 elements in, okay, and not only having it, but actually make it as a systematic way, so it can actually give students the skill set. Once they go through this SAMS program, which I really hope it can be become much bigger in a sense, so it can be everyone can get it. Unfortunately, currently it's only done for introduction to entrepreneurship. Dr. Mona also one of the lecturer. Okay, so it's only done for the introduction to entrepreneurship. We hope that this is part and parcel of UTM Excite initiative, to make sure that we democratize, and we we maintain inclusiveness of everyone in UTM. So if anyone interested to actually go for all these five elements, actually it's not really something new. Then we can actually show you and guide you. So that is the big idea behind it, because we want to give a tool, knowledge, tool, competency to students so that they can use it for any kind of subjects. You can look at it, you will use it for any kind of subject, any kind of what they call courses that the students are taking. All right, so I'll stop over there first and let we get question from Dr. Mona, or maybe we have any one from our audience.
Very interesting and informative sharing session with Dr. Zaidi just now. Actually, your explanation is already covered my second questions. So what the uniqueness of your product, of your exhibition that makes the judges and the panel interested and finally make you a gold medal recipient. Okay,
so
however, what the difference? My question is, what the difference between, is there a difference because you are already reached SAM 4.0, right? Is there any difference from SAM 1, SAM 2, SAM 3, and SAM 4?
Okay, thank you very much for the question. So SAM 1 and SAM 2 actually quite different, because in of the element that we put in SAM 1, SAM 1 and SAM 2, both of it are using UNSDG business modeling and pitching, but the prototype is physical prototype. You can see from the picture here, it's a physical, whatever it is, physical elements or artifact they can develop. We don't, what they call, at the time, we don't make it compulsory to have video. Okay, but, and even the selection of teams coming from sections, we had like so many sections. Of course, every semester we have like 50 sections, so many, 50, 60. So with the help of so many lecturers, frankly speaking, I'm indebted with so many lecturers coming from different faculties. I mean, not coming from AHIPS alone. We have lecturers who are very committed, who help us every semester, from Faculty of Education, School of Education, Faculty of Humanities. We have from Mechanical, School of Mechanical, from Chemistry and so on. They were really helpful. Architecture. Without them, I don't think we can do. Okay, but from the first SAMs, we didn't actually go to get all the sections, but we selected a few sections based on the limitation, because we just started. But the second semester, we actually invite all the sections on lecturers to actually do a filtering. So every students actually were given opportunity to, and the lecturer will actually decide which team from the section will be representing the section. So only in SAM 3 that we implement the whole thing, from having the prototype online and for having the video online. Okay, because due to the fact that we can't actually meet face to face. So there's a hikmah between with COVID, because we see that one of the things that that students like very much. I was mentioning to my team member, frankly speaking, I like to give credit even to my daughter, because my daughter actually helped me. My daughter, last year she's coming 15. Now last year she was 14. She was actually assisting me. My team member knows, Dr. Umar knows, and Dr. Sham, Zeti, and Nabil knows that my daughter is actually helping in the video, because with the skill set of secondary school students, primary school students, okay, please don't, if you go back, if you see your kids, okay, if they are in secondary or primary school, they have those knowledge, that digital skill that we don't have. And of course we can learn, but they know better. My daughter even actually do editing using a free tools, which I never heard before, but they have been doing it for PUBG and so on, all this. Okay, so I was like, oh my God. Okay, so I learned I learned a lot from there. So the difference between one, two, one and two is nearly the same, but three is actually virtual. Four is completely virtual. Five I heard there's a lot of what they call suggestion yesterday to make it like NALI. I was like, oh, okay. So it's actually a very good thing because our Honorable Deputy Vice Chancellor, Prof. Zain, is actually very supporting. When we first come out with this idea, he was like, oh, this is good. And that was actually the first SEM. But of course, now it's already, yesterday was the closing for SEM 4.0, and we still have SEM 5.0. And for your information, last 2 semesters, we started to work with UTM Center for Sustainable, Center for CS, UTMCS. So UTMCS under Prof. Fadil, he actually mentioned that the thing that we do, the thing in SAMS is very unique because he know most of the SDG all over the world because he's under the Center for Sustainability. He knows most of the initiative all over the world on UN SDG, but it's his first time to see what we do. So I actually I actually see this is a way to go better. If we can, this that I feel like we need to make it as a document, put it in a competition, and alhamdulillah, we actually won. And I think this is a time for us to bring UTM far ahead in making sure that we are supporting, okay, from even just a 2 credit program, but it's really supporting the UN SDG. Okay, Dr. Mona.
I strongly agree to make SAM 5.0 be like a NALI 20, maybe
Wow.
SAM 2021, maybe. It seems like
Yeah,
encouragement to the student as well. Okay.
maybe
Yeah.
good.
Uh, for to join the NALI competition and exhibitions, all the participants need to submit 3 things. One is extended abstract. Another one is PowerPoint, presentation PowerPoint, and another one is video. Okay.
Yeah.
So, if possible, could you, Dr. Zaidi, show us the rest of the slide so we can learn from how you construct, how you make it your slide very interactive, and also the video as well.
Okay.
So we can
The
learn from you. Yeah, because
the
I
video
think,
is available.
yeah.
The video is available online actually, but I don't have the. Maybe I will share the. I will find the URL. But firstly, okay, we have here everyone is actually playing their role. Okay, so we have Dr. Umar. Umar is actually doing the one very important thing, which is the before and after data collection. That is very important. So here, Dr. Umar actually kick off with the data collection for what is the perception and what they call feeling from our students. Okay, and Dr. Nur Hisham actually more on the design. If you look at it, this is the slide that he actually developed. It's very beautiful. Actually, frankly speaking, he's a PhD in biotech, but he has actually excellent taste of colors and so on. Very wonderful. And of course, we have Miss Zeti, who actually knows all about the management of our what they call SAMs, and not only SAMs, whatever program that we have, we are together in that. And Mr. Nabil, our advisor, who is actually who knows whatever it is with regard to our program. There's a lot of program. So firstly, if you look at our slide here, I yeah, we have, of course, we put, for example, I try to make it like the word, for example, this one I mentioned just now, sensing business modeling. I want to put the ing at the back. If you look at the highlighted words there, sensing ing is actually doing action. Action is always the measure of excellence. I always look at it. I don't believe in something that is no action. I think to action. So action is always doing. So it's always ing. So sensing, business modeling, prototyping, okay, pitching, video publishing. So that I try to make it that way lah. So I try to make it that way, and then most of my what do you call what do you call the this like it's like synchronous. It's very nice. Okay, so if even here try to make it like very clear what are the things that we don't need. You don't have that much time. I think if I'm not mistaken, they requested 10 minutes or 8 minutes. I don't remember, but make sure you comply with that. Okay, because ourselves in in UTM Excite, we actually always tell students that you have to comply. You must comply with the what they call the time that is given, the deadline that is given. If you are given 4 minutes, use 4 minutes. If you are requested to give URL, give URL. Don't give other things. Okay, it's actually affecting other people when they manage. So even prototyping, I just snapshot. Okay, show what are the things that should be there, and then if you see here, one of the thing I think that may help us in winning. If you look at, if I go back, you can see every each of it, the method, whatever we do, I actually put some, I quote one every each of it. Okay, so it's not actually coming only from me. It's actually the idea comes from others, and then I just modify it. Okay, sensing from this, and then business modeling from blank 2007, and then we have digital prototyping from Reese 2011 with his book. Okay, and then we have pitching by Fayal and Nick Green, and we have video publishing by Gabriel Marcus. And you see the year, even video publishing, it becomes like 2019, because it's very hot. Everyone, every competence, every student must have the competency in video publishing. Okay, the only thing sometimes they ask, oh, which one is free, which one is not free. Okay, I used to use the free one, but now I know, don't spend your time using with the free one. You will have headache. Okay, frankly speaking, when we first developed the video, I used the free version. Once we have error, it's very difficult to go back. Okay, you need to redo again and again. Just because of the 8 minutes video, you can multiply by 5 or 10 the effort. Okay, and it become more if you don't purchase the new one. So that's one of the tip lah, I think, for you to win. Okay, and then okay, video feedback. That one was actually in this slide. They when I even used this slide to show the video, because I play the slide, I pitch with this slide, and then here this blank area is actually the video that is running. So how did I maybe one of the things that attract the judges was a feedback from lecturers. We have feedback from lecturers, from a few lecturers that is actually winners of the previous SAMs. I requested, ask them to help. Ask them to share with us what is the benefit of SAMs for them. Because one of the thing when we do here, okay guys, I think this one is very important. Of course, we are doing a lot for students, right? You can see students get the benefit and so on. But you must remember, NALI is actually meant for educators. So you can see even the what they call the theme here is future ready educators. So from this, I actually requested the lecturers to say whatever they want to say for their development. For example, let's say a lecturer mentioned that, oh, I feel like I understand more about SDG. Now I know how to translate SDG problem into business model. Okay, so that is future ready educators. Whatever problem that you give, whatever issues that you give, they try very much to map it into a business model and try to get some sense out of it, doing validation and so on, because they gone through the process. So of course they know that they can improve based on a best one of the best way of doing it. Okay, so that's one thing that I found. For example, this one results. For example, this is one thing that I guess everyone. This is also very important. this is Dr. Umar. Dr. Umar always try very much to actually, okay, Dr. Zaidi, we need to get to measure before and after. Okay, let's do it. So he tries to actually do and so on, and then get it. Okay, sometimes you cannot measure before after. We try to measure what is the impact to students. So here you see even the sample is quite high, 302 students. So even of course, it doesn't mean that the result is what they call the okay, let's say the mean 4.10 is good, strongly agree that they are more confident. But if you go down here, it will be lesser. It goes to the neutral 3.0, very near to, I mean, it goes to the middle. So this, we have to look at it. Okay, so these are the things that we have to actually mention in our video. And I mentioned in the video that, okay, of course, let me just explain this one. The commercialization potential, okay, I also mentioned because they are positive feedback from our judges, and they are judges and entrepreneur. So that is the reason why UTM Excite is actually until now, my friend, director of UTM Excite, Dr. Rashid, they are putting some extra funding for winners for them to develop, to upgrade their what they call prototype, so that they can at least commercialize or at least get some clients into that. Okay, so okay, okay, let me go back here. So one of the things that I mentioned in my video is actually students. You see here, number 6, the students, they consider to be innovative. They agree that they consider themselves as innovative entrepreneur. Okay, but it's not so high, 3.82. A little bit higher is more on the development of a tangible prototype. Okay, when we see here, actually the students, okay, are more confident in converting the idea into something tangible. Okay, but not, we are still actually trying to actually solve one challenge, which is converting them into an entrepreneur, which you see question number 7. We'll start our own business. It's not so high, it's 3.75. Okay, so we very much actually, it's still a lot of effort to actually push them not to stop in the level of innovation which they are doing now, but they are going into making sure that they get client. Okay, so I try to reflect because like Dr. Nazmona, Dr. Grace also was teaching this course last semester. A lot of lecturers who are teaching this course, they will see there are minimum of 4 projects in the class. Okay, we have interview, we have a personal pitching, okay, we have SAMs, and also we have the digital commerce. So one of the things that we found when we compare side by side with the different kind of projects, SAMs and the other one, is how to make sure that they become entrepreneur. And in SAMs, one of the things that I found is they are more likely to become innovator. Okay, because their prototype or whatever it is product that they develop is not having direct customer, not like in the other project, which is our digital marketing project, but that one is a bigger chunk of marks, is 50%. Okay, so those are the things that that I feel we need to go further. And I mentioned that even in our reflection, because it's very important to learn and relearn. Okay, learn, unlearn, maybe something wrong, we unlearn, and then we relearn new things, and we get feedback, we take it as a what you call reflection. Okay, muhasabah, we reflection, and then we actually try to improve. So that all that thing actually even we mentioned in our extended abstract. Okay, when I just draft out every each of it, and I pass it to my team member will actually go and put the ideas in the document. Okay, so then we discuss. It's quite fast actually. Frankly speaking, I don't remember. Maybe Zeti still remember. Maybe it's 1 week. Just 1 week we took decision. Okay, let's go and submit. Not only this, we also submit for symposium. Okay, we try. Okay, let's go and submit for the competition. We need video, we need paper, and we need also the PowerPoint. So and we advance a little bit, we add more information so that we can put it into symposium. Okay, so yeah, that's and I also promote the next one, of course, because we need to always bring the good story so that people will be yeah, will what they call. The only thing I don't have now is prepare for NALI 2021. Okay, Dr. Moon.
Dr. Zaidi, I already watched your video actually. Very
Ah,
interesting video. Yeah. Sangat menarik. I think
okay.
that's make the judges choose you as a medal recipients because it's
Okay.
cover a lot information there.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, the many times we actually as a team we do a lot of
Yeah.
changes, and we try to make it like for example, one of the thing that we always tell students whenever they do pitching using video, okay, please put some caption here and there, put some bubble cloud, some information surrounding them. Okay, it's not easy. It's not easy. It's very difficult. Okay, because you need to go. You need to go. Thank you, Zeti. Okay, Ariana is actually doing a lot of good videos there. Okay, she's actually doing a lot. So actually, it's the one thing that I learned in about the video is whenever we tell students, we comment, say, hey, your video, why you alone? Why you don't have data surrounding you? Before that, we need to go and play ourselves first. It's not easy. It's very challenging. Okay, putting it is not difficult, but reading, identifying the points is very difficult because you have to go through again and again. So if you have, my daughter always tell me, Pa, if you do a 3 minutes video, you need to times 10, 30 minutes. That's not including your creativity. It's just making sure everything fits. Creativity is another part. I would like, oh, okay. So I'm trying to listen from my 14, 15 years old now daughter. Okay, because it's their this is the digital world that we learn a lot lah. Okay.
Yeah, actually, it's quite challenging preparing the video. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We open for Q&A session. If the audience has a question to ask to Dr. Zaidi, please, or you can post your question in our webback chat. Okay, the question from Dr. Grace. Any tips for us to grab a gold medal for NALI 2021?
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Grace. This is very, very important. Okay, I like to say uh, some of the things that I actually even put down as a list. I always, if whatever it is that we do, we must respect the organizer, because okay, in entrepreneurship, we learn about business model, and we learn about we call it job, job by our client. So by our customer, for whatever it is people organize, there must be a reason for that. For NALI themselves, they already have their job to make sure that several things that is very, very important for us to comply. For example, we need to have it's actually written in the judging requirement or judging criteria. So whatever it is that we want to do, we want to submit for competition, please look at the judging criteria. This is very important because firstly, when I start, I think 1 week before we submit, I just put everything. We just submit lah. At least we get it published, or we get it something. But later on, I was like thinking, oh, it's not enough, because once I put, then Dr. Umar commented, okay, Ms. Zeti commented, Nabil commented, everyone commented. I was like, I think we need to look at whether we are complying with the requirement, with the judging criteria. So, for example, these are the judging criteria that, for example, novelty, how new is the idea. Okay, how new is the idea? So we have to explain how new is the idea. Okay, and creativity, how we design, how we actually mix and match everything. So I think there's ing, the 5 ing makes sense here. Okay, and innovativeness. What are the changes and improvement? So we make changes to the class, the interpretation entrepreneurship class. And not only that, we also show some improvement, which we measure through the questionnaire. So please make sure you have questionnaire. Any elements of research is really required. Of course, they don't mention it, so I put it even the citation. And impact to students also very important. Okay, in this case, they are impact to students because they are what they call they are we did a study. But the innovativeness, I just want to add a little bit for the changes and improvement for lecturer. They mention it in their video. They mentioned the lecturer themselves. They send me the video. I said, please, if you want to share what is the thing that good or what the thing that you want to improve, please give it to me. So then we edit the video, okay, to make sure that it's fitting to the time. Okay, but both sides, the teacher side and also the student side, we must get the what they call reflection, the learning. Okay, and of course the presentation, display of poster, display of material, that one is also required, and they also require an extended abstract. And frankly speaking, I wrongly, when I first wanted to send for this competition, I wrongly took the template for symposium for the abstract. So I was like, why they want it so long? So I actually make a full paper. 1 day, one day plus. We actually make all paper out of it, and then I knock my head. I bang my head. I said, they don't want this long. They only want short, short extended abstract. I was like, oh my God, no problem. So all of us were very happy because actually we did more. And then what we did, we actually make it a little bit shorter, but we couldn't actually comply with the shorter version. It's still a little bit longer, but everything is there. The extended extract is considered as quite comprehensive already. Okay, and for the symposium, it's just modifying a little bit and we submit. So that's why apa orang cakap kesilapan, something that wrongly we did is actually is an advantage. Okay, but we need to be very positive. Don't be, alamak, it's wrong. I don't want to do it anymore. So we don't do that. We shouldn't have that that attitude. We should, oh, it's wrong. Hey, it's okay. I still can use it. Okay, because we are learning, we learn, unlearn, relearn. So it's part of it. Okay. So, and then the last part is of course the video presentation. That one is very challenging, but Alhamdulillah, everyone actually contribute. I really get good feedback from lecturers. I send them, you imagine, I send them message, please share your video. And then some of them driving so far, and they say, okay, I will stop. They were so late until 10 at night. They were so sleepy, but they still take picture, video. Okay, so I really love all these friends that we have. They are really looking forward to actually assist us. So yeah, that's one of the tips. You must comply with whatever requirement that is given, and it should be, requirement is always a checklist for me lah. Requirement is always a checklist. We check, that means we comply. But that's quantitative, but qualitatively we put effort, make it much better beyond what is being measured, and it's logic, okay, and it should be better. It should be much better and can compete with other people.
Any questions from the audience? Any? Another one from, any questions from the audience, please? Okay, another question from Dr. Grace from the chat.
The student feedback about mean of 4 students fund. So actually, if you look here, Dr. Grace, I mentioned just now, frankly speaking, if you see here, it's just 3.7. Okay, they have better understanding of how to do business and so on. But to become to start their own business, the intention to start their own business is not so high. Okay, so this is a pathway we need to have. If we maintain SAMS in the sense that it's focusing on innovation, it's okay. But we need to have another program so that we can instill intention so that our students can open up to start their business. Okay. So tracking that, I have to check because I have to go and get the what they call SEM1, SEM2, SEM3 data on this. But very good question you asked. Okay, I will go and check. If I get, maybe I can share with you. Is Dr. Omar here? If Dr. Omar here, maybe he can help.
Okay, any from the team member you want to add from in this presentation, in this webinar? Maybe Dr. Umar? Dr. Umar?
Oh, Zeti has to leave because he has to go for meeting.
Dr. Umar ada, Dr. Umar? Ada? Tak ada?
Tak ada.
Tak ada. Okay, anything? Anyone from the audience would like to ask PM Dr. Zaidi before we end the webinar? Ada? Tak ada ya? So 3:30. Maybe Dr. Zaidi can share with us the URL of the video so we can watch the video and learn how we prepare the video. Okay? Since we are running out of time. Okay? Ada tak ada ya? Okay, wait.
Okay. Give me 1 minute. Let me just share video. Okay, I have it here. Hold on. Let me just copy. Okay, I got it. I already put in the chat area.
Okay, so this is the URL. You can find the URL for video from our Webex chat. Very nice video actually. It's cover everything inside the just one within a few minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
6 minutes.
Okay, I think 6 minutes.
Yeah. 6 minutes and 40 seconds.
Okay. Okay, since we are now approaching 30, it's already 30, pukul 3:30. 3:30. Okay. So we are running out of time, actually just 1 hour for knowledge sharing. And ladies and gentlemen, finally we come to the end of our webinar. We would like to say thanks again. Terima kasih banyak Dr. Zaidi for the very informative and interesting talk, and to the audience for participant in this webinar. Hopefully the event will be beneficial for everybody and give us motivation to join NALI this year. I'm not sure when the date for